Guys, thanks for joining us. Haven't really done any videos or anything in a while, and so decided to do a little update on our garden. It's being very prolific. It's just giving us all kinds of green beans and squash and everything else. The weeds are kind of getting a little crazy, but other than that, it's doing pretty good. Here is Cory Bell's cucumbers she planted. We've planted 2 at my mom's, and then we got these. We were just kind of playing around with seeds. We'll see. It's getting a little warm for tomatoes, but they're not really too warm for tomatoes. Let me take that back. But it's a little late to get them planted in the ground here. And so we have jalapenos growing, several more bloom, several more everything. I planted carrots right here in the middle, and the chickens came in and they got to tearing all this up, and I figured they ate the carrot seeds. I didn't think we'd have any carrots. I started pulling these weeds the other day that were growing in here, and I was like, man, those look like carrots. Yeah, all these are carrots. The chickens just pushed my carrot seed to the back, so we'll see. I don't know if they'll do anything, but we'll see what they do. So here's the garden. Y'all, the weeds, I know they're a little crazy, but beyond the weeds, everything's doing awesome. Look at all the squash everywhere, just growing like crazy. We like to pick them when they're pretty small. It's kind of a perfect size. There's another one. Right there. Let's see. It's just loaded now with squash and squash blossoms, and me and Tyler don't eat stewed squash. We eat it fried, and we eat it stir fried or whatever, but that's really the only way we eat it. Now, my parents, they eat stewed squash, and so my mom will go ahead and season the squash up to the way they want to eat it, with the onions and the whatever else you put in stewed squash, and then she freezes it, tasting like she wants it to taste in the pot. And the lady that used to keep me when I was a child, her baby, told her one time if she would do that, her squash that she freezes would taste much better, because a lot of times when you freeze squash, it loses its flavor and it's just not really good once you go to eat it later on during the year. So they say that, like I said, freezing it, seasoning it all up, going ahead and cooking it, and then freezing it, that it turns out much better. So as you can tell, giant squash plants. Like I said, fertilizer got spilt there. These right here aren't near as big, but they're still producing squash. Just the plants aren't huge. So y'all, I know y'all probably like, man, gosh, she really needs to weed this garden. It just took off on us, but everything is still doing pretty dang good considering all the competition of the weeds. So maybe it'll continue. Y'all, these right here, perfect size for frying. They're just so much more tender if you go ahead and just pick them when they're really small. And squash makes so fast. There'll be plenty more come after that, even picking them that small. They get kind of tough. The seeds get big. Just nowhere near as good. So, cucumber vine. I have been trying to weed the cucumbers a little bit. There's some squash planted in here. That was my fault. I got confused on where cucumbers were planted and where squash was planted, and I was trying to, we had some plants that didn't come up, so I was trying to plant some there. Yeah, I planted the wrong thing. So we do have some cucumbers coming on the vine. Fresh cucumbers is one of my favorite things to eat. I just really love them. I mean, look at this cucumber vine. It's just taking over this area right here. So neat. Let's see if we can find a cucumber in here. Cucumbers can be tricky. Sometimes you won't think you have one, and then you'll find one and you're like, where in the world did this thing even come from? There we go. There's a cucumber. Perfect size for slicing and eating. Great size. Now there was more than just this one cucumber. Out here, there's another one right there trying to grow. I'll be honest, well, it's getting hot. Two don't help much, but we work full-time job. Got 3 kids. Try to get everything done. We've been canning green beans like crazy because they've been just growing and growing and growing. We just don't always have time. There's another one. We just don't always have time to keep up with these weeds. I know that sounds terrible, but it's just is what it is. We try to. We got a house plow that we plow between the rows, and we try to do the best we can to keep up with it, but it just is, they grow faster than we do, than we work. So guys, I'll be real, there's probably more cucumbers in here. Sometimes they're just hard to find, even in their own vine. They just kind of hide in there. There's another little one trying to grow. Look right there, told y'all. I better go ahead and pick that. It's got kind of a bad spot right there where it may start to rot at some point, so. Alright guys, so right here we have Blue Lake bush beans. Guys, these bean plants have just been pumping. I think I can't remember how many. I just did 7 more jars last night. I think we're getting close to probably, I don't know, probably 80 jars. I could be a little bit wrong on that, but We're just splitting it between my mom and me. I think we're trying to get about 108 jars or so. So we'll do what we can. So this is Blue Lake bush beans. Blue Lake bush beans. Yeah, 4 rows. So Blue Lake bush beans, Blue Lake bush beans, Blue Lake bush beans, beans. These are purple holes right here and right there. Didn't do crap, honestly. I mean, we might get a few, but you're gonna have to fight with the weeds. So, and the weeds are horrible. They just came up in spots. They didn't grow well, just aggravating. So these right here are white acre peas. Y'all can look. They got blooms coming up all over them. Super pretty flowers. They're just everywhere, all right here. So we should have peas any day. And I mean, I'm sure if we look close enough. So there's a pod right there. So all these. And then we got a little row over here. Same thing. White acre peas. All right here. You can see the wheat. This thing, see this right here? Yeah. We grow those better than any other thing. I do not know what kind of weed that is. They're everywhere. If you look in our garden, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what those are, but they are terrible. And you don't, I mean, I've never seen them before until we got this property and this garden. They're just everywhere. So this is our old cabbage bed. They're all pretty well gone. Just need to pull those all out. This row right here is okra. Some came up, some didn't. We just replanted some more last night. So we'll see what comes up after that. This row right here is Murray peas. This row is Murray peas. The end right here didn't take real well. I don't know, but we'll plant more Murray peas probably where the cabbage is once we get that up. Blue Lake bush beans right here. We'll probably sell most of these. And since we'll probably have all that we need off of those other ones. Blue Lake bush beans. This right here is our sweet potatoes. You can see it looks like something's been eating that one. Probably a rabbit. Sweet potatoes, sweet potatoes, sweet potatoes. That is actually a regular potato. This is where we had a regular potatoes planted too. So this is our first year planting sweet potatoes. Something new. I don't even eat sweet potatoes, but I wanted to give it a shot and say that I could grow sweet potatoes. So I have heard about eating the sweet potato greens, the leaves. Haven't tried it yet. I may would like that better than I do the sweet potatoes. We'll just have to give it a try. We're going to, like I said, we gotta finish taking out that broccoli and cabbage in that area there, and we'll plant some more there. And once our squash gets done, we'll pull it up, plant some more there. And the next month or two we'll be planting some pumpkins and everything. Hopefully just keep planting all summer and into the fall. We got a lot of big plans for the fall garden, and we're wanting to do a couple raised beds and plant some things that we've never planted. Some of the things I've never even ate, but I just want to give it a try. I think that's the coolest part of a lot of this, is just trying new things and doing stuff that you've never really done before, and just see if it works and does what you want it to do. And just to say you can. That's the thing I like to do the most. Just to say I can. So here's our chickens. We are supposed to be getting some turkeys pretty soon. My cousin's got some turkeys that she's getting, and we're gonna buy some from her. So we've never raised turkeys, so I think that'll be pretty cool. So anyway, well, that pretty well wraps up our garden right now. Everything is booming. You could pick green beans every day if you wanted to, and we're just canning as much as we can and putting up as much as we can, so we'll have them all year. So thanks for joining us, and see you again next time.